Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So these three plants that I have in front of me are all hardy succulents, and I'm going to be planting them in this pot. I want to show you what these plants are, how I'm going to put this together, and how you can make your own hardy succulent pot that you can keep outside winter, summer, all year long. So before I get planting, I want to talk a little bit about these succulents, where they're hardy, and how they grow. But if you're interested in just watching me plant these, then you'll see that chapter down below. So obviously most people know about regular succulents that can't survive pretty much below freezing, so they'll either have them as a house plant or bring them outside in the summer, inside in the winter. But there also are a ton of varieties of hardy succulents that many people probably don't know too much about. I got these succulents from my local garden center that I actually work at, and I'm sure if you take a look at any of your local garden centers, there's a good chance at least one of them is going to carry these. And these succulents that I do have, they're from a company called Chick Charms. They're actually really cool because they're collectible. There's so many different varieties that you can get, and I wanted to go over the varieties that I got today. Just so you're aware, any of the succulents from Chick Charms are hardy in zones 3 through 8, so they're pretty winter hardy. When you are planting perennials in containers, you just want to make sure that they're rated for 2 zones colder than your own. For example, these are hardy down to a zone 3, I garden in a zone 6, so there's a 3-zone buffer. The biggest reason why is just because perennials are exposed to those colder temperatures when they're in their pots, and it's around the whole root system of that plant, versus when they're in the ground doesn't get as cold as the actual air when it's those coldest nights out of the year, so they're less exposed and much more protected for the actual crown of that plant. When you get these Chick Charms, it's very likely you're either going to find them as individual plants or in trios. I have 2 individual plants, kind of, you'll see in a second, and then I have a trio. So the first plant that I have here is called Chocolate Kiss. This is a really cool, very bold succulent with big leaves, and it provides a lot of purple/red interest, which you don't really get from the other colors, so this will be really nice and stand out in this container. The second plant that I have is called Cotton Candy. I love this succulent because it really does remind me of cotton candy with the webbing style that it has. However, I also will mention that there is another plant in here, and it's not on this tag. I don't know exactly what the plant is. It just happened to probably seed itself in the middle and start growing on this side over here. But I do really love this plant. It provides a nice, very lemony color to it, and it is another type of succulent. That's why I actually grabbed this pot, because it had that other plant in it. So I think it's just going to add more color and texture to this succulent arrangement. The third here that I have is actually the Chick Charms Trio. This is cool because you get 3 different plants in this one pot, and it gives a lot more variety. So the 3 different types that I have are Berry Bomb, Cotton Candy, and Berry Blues. So there's more of that cotton candy in here, but then there's also those other 2 that are in there. So there'll actually end up being technically 6 different types of plants in the end, just because I get 2 in that other one. So altogether, once these grow and intermix with one another, they're going to look really cool. The last thing I just wanted to talk about is what soil I'm going to be using for this arrangement. It's really important when you're planting succulents in a container what kind of soil you use, because if you use regular potting mix, it's going to hold on to more moisture and not drain as fast, which could ultimately lead to root rot, and the plants aren't going to survive. So what I'm going to be using, I have this left over downstairs. It's just from Miracle-Gro. It's a cactus, palm, and citrus potting mix, but what's really great about it is it does have a fast draining formula. So that's all I'm going to be using. You can use whatever cactus soil mix you want, or you can mix your own soil as well. Without further ado, let's get planting. Alright, well, as you can see, I'm sweating like a pig because it's 90-something degrees with a lot of humidity, and my camera actually ended up overheating as I was planting the entire thing. So let me show you the step I'm at now. So here's where we're at. I planted the 3 things in, and I ended up using pretty much the entire bag of soil, but I got a lot of soil all over the plants, so I'm just going to brush it all off and clean it up the best that I can. Alright, so here's the final product. I cleaned it up as best as I could. You can see that it's not completely full right now, but it is going to fill in over time. And I'll also give you this look too. I have 3 pots of gazanias right here. This was a gift that we got. I have an olive tree that I just got from Trader Joe's. I need to do something with it. There's a guava tree, and then I have this sitting right here. Perfect. There is one more thing I just wanted to mention that is extremely important, especially if you live in a wetter climate like I do, and it is the pot that I chose. It's not great to use terracotta pots outside in the winter because they are likely to crack, or are more likely to crack than any other pot that you would use. But however, because we're planting succulents in it and it's in a well-draining mix, I think we're going to be okay. I'm not too concerned about it cracking. But if you have another type of pot that you want to use that isn't either ceramic or terracotta, that might be a better option for you if you're leaving it outside. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. I think it's more for regular potting mix and regular plants that you're going to have that issue with. Besides that, give this video a thumbs up if you did like this video. That'll let me know what you guys are interested in. I love doing small projects like this. But besides that, I will see you in the next video.